After Logan and Audric had some success last year, I guess what's kind of been your message to them this spring?
Just continuing to build on what we did last season. You're only good as your last snap out there. We did some good things to end, last season, but now it's a new thing. You know what I'm saying? You can't rest on your laurels, and that's kind of been what the motto is. What have you done lately? So lately is what just happened here at practice. Logan's last practice, Logan's last treatment. You know what I'm saying? Is he doing the things he needs to do to get himself back ready to go? So, like the way guys are progressing. We kind of hit that little spot here in spring ball where guys kind of level slightly, but now we're going back uphill like that's what the goal is to do.
And then what's it just kind of been like working with Joe Rudolph for the first couple weeks of spring ball?
It's been good. Extremely knowledgeable coach. Y'all know what he's talking about and bringing out the best in their whole line. So, again, just continuing to gel from coach to coach and coach to player and moving forward.
Deland, talk about the characteristics in your running back room and the potential of this team.
Well, the characteristics, I got the full gamut of what I wanted. I believe I got the best running back group, in the country. As far as production, mindset, just physical attributes, leadership, all the things you need to be successful. So, I got speed, I got power, I got knowledge of the game, I got savvy, I got leadership, change of direction, pass protection. I got all of the components to make us an upper end team. So again, just putting those guys all in position to be successful and having those guys be unselfish. That's where we are right now.
Looks like Audric really worked on his physical stature. You'll talk about his off-season working.
Yeah, so a big thing with Audric was we just talked about really body fat, lean, just leaning out. And it wasn't necessarily losing weight with the guys. I could have sworn last I heard it was like 7 or 8% body fat to be lost. So you can see those things out there. Another big thing, Audric comes in, we meet, and we talk every week about just things he wants to improve on. He's really made some big things. He's more twitchy than he was last year. And his route running ability is, he's killing it now as far as detailing his routes and just being more precise as far as stair-stepping, stacking guys, bursting away. There's a lot of things he's doing that really look good as far as outside of just the things you see when he's running the ball, like with power and different things like that.
I know it's still a little early, but with Chris Tyree starting to make his transition, is he still working with you guys, or is he mostly in the receiver rooms? How's that been going?
So the beautiful part is nothing's changed at running back as far as terminology, etc. But the way it was presented to Chris months ago, I had a conversation with him about the opportunity to be able to help the team and help himself at the same time. And I think he's starting to see the benefits of that as a guy out wide. That speed is a premium. His ability, his knowledge of the game and his ability to be a big playmaker can help us even more on the perimeter. So just excited that he's having success there. Probably doing better than what I thought he was going to do there. I knew the guy was good, but man, he's been out there killing it. So that's a testament to Coach Stuckey and to Chris with the way he's handling that change.
A lot of talented guys in your room. Would you prefer to go with more of the running back by committee approach that you guys had last year? Would you prefer to establish a feature back, or is it still kind of too early to tell?
My career showed that I'm going to go with a bunch of guys. It's going to be a guy who, at the end of the day, somebody going to have the most yards, somebody going to have the most carries. But I look at it as just the long-term diminishing returns to me, especially when I'm in a situation like Notre Dame where I got a bunch of good players. You know what I'm saying? I want to play them guys. And so I told the guys last year, I said, had 3 guys who had the advantage of having RB1 type touches, but 1/3 of the beating on their body. You know what I'm saying? And guys, especially for where some of these guys trying to go, there's benefit to that. Now again, what we're trying to do here comes first, and we want to win games. But at the end of the day, man, you look at the guys I got, it's hard to say one guy's going to play and the other guys ain't going to play. That's some hard decisions. So I'm going to play all of them.
For a guy like Jadarian, how's his recovery been going in your eyes?
It's been going real good. Extremely excited about him. He was participating in some of the stretches and stuff like that today, moving around. Real confident and excited about his return.
Where has Jadarian kind of grown the most since he's gotten here?
Well, I think just showing he can do it. Like last year, I was really impressed with him. He went through the first part of the season, maybe the first half of the season, coming off a hamstring. Never missed no time because of it, just kept on going. By the time he got 100% healthy, it was later in the season, really no reason. At that point, we had established ball carriers. So this spring was going to be big for him to just show he's a consistent, high-end player, and he's been doing some really, really good things. You know, had a drop today, and it was disappointing. Like, come on, you know, I mean, this guy catch complex routes, and we got one right in front of him. So he's somebody who's gonna be hard on himself. He know what the standard is, but at the end of the day, he showed, you know, not only myself, Coach Parker, Coach Freeman, and the rest of the offense, the rest of the team, he could be somebody that can be counted on. So just excited about where he's at.
You mentioned Coach Parker. How's the communication? What excites you about his game?
What, Coach Parker? I mean, just his personality. You know what I mean? Knowledge of the game is evident, but just the way he brings everybody together and, you know, have everybody on board and buying into what he's doing, that's been huge. So everybody is speaking the same language as far as what we're trying to get done. Wasn't wholesale changes offensively, but there was a focus and kind of funneling in on some of the things that we do real well, and let's get really, really, really good at those things.
Thank you.
Audric, Coach McCullough mentioned that just adding a little bit of twitch to your game has been your focus. I guess what's kind of been the process to get to that point?
Honestly, the first step was losing body fat. So going into this off season, I pride myself to be more strict on my diet and be more mindful of the calories I'm taking in, all the supplements I'm taking. So I lost a good amount of weight, lost a good amount of body fat, but my muscle and muscle mass all stayed up there. So I feel like that kind of helped me, and all the indie period, all the footwork drills we do with Coach Deland is definitely paying off.
And then I guess how did the Ireland trip come about, and then what did you get out of that experience?
Oh yeah, so this guy just wanted me, Lower, and Chris. They're big fans of us, so they wanted us to represent Notre Dame, and that was an honor for us to be chosen to go to Ireland, and that was a great experience. I'd never been to Europe before, so that was definitely a great experience. Drawing on the left side was a little off to me, but I got used to it. And that trip was just a great experience. It showed us how people on a whole different side of the country live and how they're very similar to us, and I'm looking forward to get back there in August.
Audric, take us through that experience of losing the body fat during the off season. What did you learn about yourself, and how difficult was it?
I just learned, like, in life, if you want something, you gotta make sacrifices. And me, I'm not gonna lie, I like eating a lot. So that's a sacrifice I had to make. Instead of eating, like, say, canes 2 times a week, I gotta eat canes every other week. So that's just being more disciplined. And I feel like that just helps in other aspects of life. Instead of football, it just helps me in the classroom, helps me with my family, with everything. It just helps me be more disciplined.
And just to follow up on that Ireland trip, when you walked into Aviva Stadium, what was it like? I've been to many times, and it's a different feel, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just amazing. If you've been to Aviva Stadium, it's a whole different atmosphere. It's not like a football stadium. It's like very big. You can hear echoes, and I'm just picturing all the fans screaming, just hearing the echo when I'm running down the sideline. So I'm just looking forward to playing in that stadium.
You talked about improving on your body composition a little bit, but as far as like in between the lines, parts of your game, what have you really been focusing on this offseason?
I feel like I'm focused on everything, but I've been focused on run reads more, a lot more, so being more distinctive, thinking less and more reacting. I've been working on my pass pro, bringing my hands with me, pass recognition and route running, be more detailed on my routes, be more twitchy, press the line more. So I've been taking advantage of all my game and working on all aspects of it.
Obviously early, but have you set any personal goals for yourself in this upcoming year, or just over the next few months maybe?
Yeah, my personal goal is honestly to be the best team in the country, to be the best offense in the country, and to be the best running back in the country.
And then with a guy like Chris Tyree moving out to the wide receiver room, what have you seen from him? How is he able to help the team in that different sort of role and position?
Chris, he's just a ball player. No matter where he's at, he's gonna be in the backfield. He's gonna be making plays. He's gonna be out wide making plays. And Chris is a team player. He's willing to do whatever is best for the team. And he's been out there making plays, and he looks really good. So I'm excited to see what he does out there.
And the last one for me, initial impressions on Coach Parker expanding his role to be in the overall OC. What have you seen from him?
Oh yeah, Coach Parker stepped in. No downfall. Just when he stepped in, took a step, and he's leading this offense in the right direction. He brings great energy, and everyone just rallies around him, and that's something we need in OC.
What's it like working with Sam?
Sam Hartman, he's a pro. So I feel like I want to make it to the highest level. He wants to make it to the highest level, and I feel like we just make each other better every day. Like if he had a bad play, like a bad handoff or something, he'd come to me 3 hours later, and when we had class, yo, sorry about that. I'm like, bro, you still thinking about that? But that's just the type of guy he is. He's just trying to get better every day, and that's the type of guys I need around me, and we need around this whole team.
what's it like from you, but actually with a couple of young guys, Ron and Jadarian, how have they been coming along? I know Jadarian is recovering from injury as well, but what have you seen from them and their growth early in their career?
Oh yeah, those guys are young guys anymore. You could tell by the way they're playing. They're playing fast, they're playing smart, and those guys are ballers, and we just need those guys in the room. Those guys are iron, and I'm iron, and iron sharpens iron, so we're all just getting better together as a unit every day.
What's it like just running behind Joe Alt and Blake Fisher?
Oh, it's great. They make my job look easy. I got the best in the business. I feel like those are the best 2 tackles in the country, and what more could you ask for to run behind those guys? And those guys are hard workers, so on and off the field, they got your back no matter what. So those are just guys I'll do anything for. I'll take dozens of hits for them because I know they'll do the same for me. Thank you.
Jabron, how much more comfortable are you this spring than you were essentially back in fall camp?
I'm a lot more comfortable now, knowing the playbook and stuff, going in, knowing the ins and outs and things that to do and not to do. And I'm back healthy, 100% healthy now. Hamstring is no longer a problem. So, yeah, that's good for me.
And then what is Coach McCullough kind of focused on to kind of improve in your game?
Everything. Everything matters. That's a big thing for us. We focus on all the little things, details, dependable, and discipline. So literally every little thing. Literally.
And then what did you kind of just take away last year, just going through the fall, just learning-wise mentally or just in practice?
That when your opportunities come, take advantage of them. I would say that's the biggest thing for me. Yeah, so sitting on the sideline, watching, learning from Audric, Logan, and Tyree, that was big for me, and I learned a lot, so I appreciate it.
Jabron, going into the spring, describe yourself and your style as a running back, and what motivates you?
I would say I'm very explosive. I'm getting my weight up, so I can run through the tackles. I would say that too. Motivation is just my family, and yeah, that's what I would say, my family. Motivation.
Personal goals coming into the spring?
Just to work on me. Honestly, I don't have any big goals. Just to do all the right things right, and yeah, just do all the right things right.
What things are you working on?
I work on everything. Like I said, the details of everything. So that comes from running tracks, running routes, ball security, everything. So working on everything.
Coach McCullough mentioned to us that he likes to go with more of a running back by committee approach instead of a feature back. Is that encouraging for you to know that you can kind of get in and work in early, or what does that sort of give you an idea of his player?
Yeah, that helps a lot. Just knowing that he likes to spread the love, play a lot of backs and things like that, definitely motivates you to work hard every day. And the running back room we have, a lot of backs can play, and that's the thing we love. We got a lot of competition, so yeah.
And along with that, a lot of you guys do a lot of things. You mentioned Tyree moving the receiver. You had some reps at kick return last year as well. Does any of that ever get a little overwhelming trying to learn so many different things at once?
Not really. It's kind of like it's what you want. Like it's what you've been growing up dreaming about your whole life, and things like that. So like you can't complain when you got a lot like on your plate. So like yeah.
And then as far as vocal leaders in the running back room, who would you point to as far as those guys really kind of take command and help lead the group?
Definitely Logan and Audric. With CT too, when he was in the room, like you said, I used to move the wide receiver, but definitely Logan and Audric, they take that stand, they take that leader role.
And the last one for me, how has Jadarian's kind of recovery been going in your eyes, and how have you guys been able to kind of work together?
Man, it's been a long process. Can't wait for him to get back. He looks good. He looked good out there today, so yeah, can't wait.
Thank you.
Thank you.
JD, I'm sure you answered this upstairs, but I guess what's kind of your timeline for recovery, and I guess how are you feeling?
Yeah, right now I'm just doing as much as I can individual-wise, and FSA, which is our stretch and warm-up period right before practice. So just doing as much as I can during that. But my timetable is looking like being 100% by the summer and coming back, summer workouts, and then full go for fall camp. So.
And then what have you just kind of learned about yourself over the last 10 months?
Just being able, just spending a lot of time reflecting on what I've done in the spring and everything I've learned and how I've developed as a man, first off, and then as a football player, second off, and just, continuously being around these people and learning new things. Coach McCullough teach me new things, and just in resilience, just knowing the fact that this is a long recovery, but now that I'm on the back end of it, I realize that, I've come a long way, but I've worked really hard for this, and I'm ready for that first play of fall camp and just being able to get after it. So.
Coming back from adversity like that and picking back on what Matt said about the learning experience, how is this going to make you a better running back?
Well, being injured, I've had a lot of time to increase my muscle mass. Like I've gained, 10 pounds since the injury, so that's a plus. And with the rehab I've done over the year, I don't think I'll lose a step by fall camp. So just adding muscle mass and weight, and also, being just as explosive, I think that adds a lot to my game. So.
In addition to the physical coming back, about mentally, what did you learn about yourself and mentally?
Mentally, just that, I've pretty much already experienced, the worst, I guess. So just knowing that it can't really get any worse than this. So like just every day continuing to become a better person, and knowing that as long as I work hard, then I can, come back better than ever.
As far as a main support system within the building for as you've been recovering, who've been some guys that you've leaned on, either teammates or coaches or something?
Yeah, the first guy that was there when the injury happened, June of last summer, was the training staff. There was Rob Hunt, Mike Bean, and there was Joe. And those guys, they've been there for me, since the beginning. And I'm just grateful to have people like that. And the coaches we have here, Coach Freeman was there to talk to me through it along the way. Coach McCullough checking on me every day, and of course my teammates, helping me out before I could even walk, and grabbing my lunch and my dinner from upstairs for me and everything like that, and making sure that I get the playbook and still learning football stuff. So that's a big thing.
Yeah, mentioning learning football stuff, do you feel like you've grown to be maybe a smarter football player with your time away from the field, or just gained a little bit of extra perspective?
Yeah, you kind of have to. And, although I missed a season, I did get a good perspective of, seeing the bigger picture. Because when you're in the backfield, you only see so much. And just being on the sideline with Coach McCullough and being able to analyze what's going on during the game was a big thing. And I think that's where I've developed mentally and just understanding the game. So.
And then obviously you were just introduced to him last year. What are your sort of initial thoughts on the expansion of the role for Coach Parker and him being the overall receiver?
Yeah, I love Coach Parker. Just him as a person. He's a good father. He's a good mentor. He's a great coach. So I think he's a good addition to our team. And I love that we kept it in the family, and we upped him up in the rankings. So I think it'll be a good season, and he has a lot of good plays for us, and he knows what he's doing. So.
Coach McCullough mentioned liking to go with a running back by committee approach. Is that sort of an encouraging thing for a running back coming in? Do they want to maybe be featured as a feature back? What's your mindset?
I'm sorry.
Just like running back by committee approach, do you kind of like splitting carries and kind of getting everybody a breather? Would you prefer to kind of shoot for a feature back role?
Well, I love what we do in our system, and how Coach McCullough, how he thinks, because it gives everyone a chance to go in there 100% and just every play is full-blown like effort, and you know what you're doing, and just it. As you can tell, it's hard for defenses, and even our defense has admitted that it's tough when you got Audric, who's big, everyone knows. I mean, him coming at you, and then got Logan coming at you, and then when we had CT running around, and obviously Jabron, he's quick too. So I think it really hurts defenses, and I love what we're doing. So.
Is there anybody out there, maybe in the league, who's had similar Achilles issue that maybe you've drawn upon or reached out to know what to expect in this week?
I haven't really reached out to anyone, but I've searched up tons of YouTube videos and just looking for inspiration. Who's going through what I went through, and how long did it take? What can I do to get better? And just focusing on what I can control. But guys like Cam Akers, who I was a huge fan back in middle school and early high school, just watching him and his game in college, and his journey to the league, and how he his setbacks and how he's coming back from that. So.
Thank you.
Thank you.